Merry Christmas and thank you for joining us tonight for the news at 6. I'm Emma'le Maas. We hope you've had a happy, healthy, and fun day so far. Now at 5, we're getting new aerials tonight of the widespread damage left behind in California. You can see in this video entire neighborhoods leveled by the Palisades fire, which is still spreading tonight. Thank you for joining us for the news at 5. I'm Emma'le Maas. Welcome back. I have our political analyst, Dr. Chris Larimer, with me right now to talk about that breaking news tonight. President Biden, of course, deciding to drop out of the race today. Yep. We've seen that mounting pressure the last couple of weeks. Do you expect this to be a unifying decision? As many families come together to enjoy the holidays, some are spending it at hospitals right now here in eastern Iowa. Earlier this week, I spoke with one family whose 2-year-old is being treated right now at the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital. Here's what's left of the restaurant after this morning's fire. Just pieces of it still remain. From buns for the iconic sandwiches we've heard so much about today, to chairs and tables still standing where memories were made here. We're gonna walk over here. You can see part of this garage is folded in. In the front, there was a door almost kicked in. They believe the wind whooshed its way through the garage, pushing that garage door through. Ron and Elizabeth, I'm here at Big Grove Brewery in Iowa City at the Christina Bohannon Watch Party. The party actually started about 20 minutes ago, but it's been a packed house for at least the last hour. I just talked to Iowa State Patrol. They've confirmed to me that this was a crash between a UTV and a car. Unfortunately, the UTV's driver was killed in this crash this afternoon. Overnight, these fires have spread thousands of acres. Let's take a look now at a map of where they are in this heavily populated area in California. The residents woke up this morning to mandatory evacuation order. End of the line, packing up each meal, starting with the CEO, Veridian, over here packing the turkey. It smells good.
Seeing something go from everything to nothing in a matter of seconds, yeah, it can break someone a little bit.
Days after a home was destroyed on Dearborn Avenue, the family is now reflecting and figuring out what to do next.
When my mom called me saying the house is on fire and then kind of hung up, that's not really like a conversation you want to even, think of having.
This used to be the kitchen and living room area, and back through this hallway where the fire started after the daughter lit a candle like she does every day.
I guess we never thought it could happen to us or to them. Again, I think it was more of everyday activity. She lights her candles, nothing really thought of to not leave them on.
The teen boy escaped the basement on his own. The family says it was a miracle.
I'm glad he made it out. He's safe. Nothing, no cuts, anything were done to him from climbing out the window. We don't even know how because the window was all shattered, but I like to think it's a miracle that he did get out of it safely and no issues.
As they mourn their family home.
I think we're just focusing on getting through the accident. We're just kind of, holding on together as family. Everything's going to be okay. Sometimes it can get discouraging to them, I know, but we're very family oriented and we kind of stick together no matter what.
In Waterloo, Emma'le Maas, News 7, KWWL.
They say it's safe, but not the way it looks and smells.
Evansdale residents are speaking out after months of water issues raising safety concerns.
We just take showers, but we do buy bottled water for cooking, coffee, things like that.
It's kind of weird, coming in when my wife's taking a shower, and that's what you smell over, like the scented body washes and stuff like that sometimes.
The Evansdale Waterworks flushes hydrants weekly and regularly tests the water.
It's not an unsafe thing to drink, although it is unpleasant, and I drink the water too. I live here in town, and we're trying to get it resolved as fast as possible.
But residents say they're not convinced.
It's disgusting. I mean, nobody wants to take a bath in that. It's hard to feel clean when what you're starting with is substandard, or so it seems.
Like to say, okay, these are the days that we flush the hydrants and it'll flush all of that out, and to me, it's just a Band-Aid solution. It's not really fixing the problem.
They're demanding something is done as soon as possible.
I know that they are actively trying to fix the problem. I just wonder if at this point it's a little bigger than what we're able to handle and maybe somebody else needs to intervene.
How can we go about this as a community to stop wasting our resources, bring our bills back down, and make the water safe for everybody?
Well, Evansdale Waterworks says it's not that easy.
Similar situations in other towns It's been 6 months to a year. I want to be optimistic that we can get this fixed fast, but I also want to be realistic.
Neighbors are helping neighbors after a morning tornado destroyed several structures in Joetown.
You know, we're all neighbors here. We help each other when we need it, and yeah, it's just a pretty little community that's been here a long time.
This building's cinder blocks are hanging by a thread, with metal from a former woodshed splayed out across the yard. And just a few miles over, a barn was destroyed, leaving the homeowner in disbelief.
I looked out the front door and I said, the barn's gone. No, I'm dreaming. So I went back, looked again. No, the barn is gone.
Despite the damage, Joetown residents are looking to the positive.
I didn't want to find the dead cows in the rubble. And when they were alive, kind of made my day. Cleanup started. Stuff happens in the Midwest, right?
Whether competing for gold or competing in the black and gold, the sport of women's gymnastics is growing and changing.
It's been amazing to watch the evolution of our sport, the difficulty, just the maturity too.
Jen Llewellyn is the new head gymnastics coach for the women's team at the University of Iowa. A former three-time All-American gymnast herself, she says the sport's popularity comes down to two things: the stories and the shock.
The stories of these young women and what they've gone through and what they've sacrificed, persevered through, and then just the elite level fear-defining skills that they do. It's insane. It's impossible for a lot of people to even conceptualize doing these skills. So the wow factor of it all, that they can do 3 flips and 2 twists, or a double flip off of the vault table, or twisting on the bars and high to low and low to high, and all of these incredible skills that defy all odds and defy gravity.
From delivering on the mat to delivering testimony in front of Congress, Llewellyn says U.S. women's gymnastics has taken a major leap forward in recent years.
I was in the era where you don't really have the ability to think for yourself because you're just always told what to do. So I think the last, I would say 10 years, it's really been fun to watch in college and in the Olympic scene of athletes getting in tune with their feelings and their bodies and figuring out, this is what I need and this is what I'm feeling.
After the University of Iowa put women's sports in national headlines, Llewellyn jumped at the opportunity to become a Hawkeye.
Obviously, women's basketball and Caitlin Clark has, not just for women's basketball, but for all women's sports as a whole, has really put it on the map. So with the new facility, with the investment in women's sports, with all the change that's happening in the NCAA, I think from afar I saw that, wow, they really are putting gymnastics first. And this is a place where you can really be successful and win national titles.
2 new members of the UI team are competing in Paris this year for Team Canada.
So it's exciting to come into an opportunity where we get to work with Olympic elite level athletes.
Llewellyn says she's confident when they return, Eastern Iowa will continue to show up for their female athletes and continue to break records.
And I want everyone to be a fan of gymnastics. I want to fill the stands and sell out. Carver is the goal, to sell out, just like women's basketball does and just like the football stadium does.
As she helps the team bring home even more national titles.
They're very hungry, they're very driven, they're excited for the future.